Baja 1000 to me is the ultimate challenge in motorsports. I remember going down in 1972 to my first, I think, Baja 500, and I was just intrigued by the adventure these guys that were racing in this were going to experience. You know, the unknown, the dark. The more I heard about it, the more I read about it, the more I wanted to learn about it. Well, my first Baja race was in 1973. I had raced prior to that in some buggies, and my first Baja experience was the Ensenada 300 that I went to school with Bill Rinko. And we entered in his race car and ended up, my first race, we ended up winning it. So then I was really addicted. So I mean, it's really unusual that, you know, a guy enters the first off-road race and then to win the class. I mean, that usually takes a long time. But I was fortunate to win the first one. There were several times early in my career where I teamed up with somebody to drive half, and I drove half, and they drove half, and they let me down, where they broke the race car, they got lost, or something that, and I didn't like the idea of getting out of a perfectly good race car, and I was in perfectly good shape, and letting somebody else drive it. Plus, I wanted the 100% of the purse, otherwise you had to divide it. I wanted all the recognition, otherwise you had to divide that too. And I mean, it was just because I was physically and mentally fit to do the whole race by myself. The Ironman name and title came about 1975 or 76, thereabouts, where the Valvoline Oil Company put up an award called the Valvoline Ironman, which was a big trophy and $500 to anybody that could drive in a single-seat vehicle. And not only did you have to win the Baja 500 or Baja 1000, but you had to sign up solo. So you couldn't sign up that I'm going to go for the overall win and the Ironman award, but have a backup driver in the wings in case you got tired or, you know, you got a cactus or something, you got sick or whatever it was. So anyway, I won the first Ironman award from Valvoline, and then that was in the Baja 1000, and then the next year I won it in the 500. They put it up for the 500 and the 1000. Then I won it again, I think, the next year in the 500. So I had 3 of them before anybody won any. And then it was Mickey Thompson, and Mickey Thompson, like as I mentioned before, he had a real vision for things that were important to do, and he realized that he would call me the Ironman, or he'd introduce me to the press as, hey, this is Ivan, you know, the Ironman, you know, he's won all these, he drives solo. So that's, and then I stayed with it and still got it. In any class, you have to have a feeling for the race car. I call it a feeling for it. And some people never get it. I know guys that's raced for years and years and never won a race. But if you rode with them for 1 mile, you'd realize why. They're just, you know, overdriving the equipment. There's only a handful of guys, 5 or 6 guys that I know, and they're still driving today. Some of the best out there. You know, Johnny Johnson was one, Rob McCacken, obviously, Walker Evans. I always thought Parnelli was always my hero, Parnelli Jones. But I rode with him one time, and he drove really, really hard. Probably a little harder than I would have. Not that it was wrong, but I'm just saying, you have to make the equipment last. I mean, I've said that for years. That, you know, you have to beat the competition, but more importantly, you have to beat that, you know, the road in Baja. It's going to get tough, and it's going to change, and it's going to be muddy, and it's going to be silty. And the quicker you can adapt to how to get through those types of terrain, quicker and more efficiently than the competition when you're going to get to the winner's circle. To me, the reason that the Baja 1000 has got the top recognition of USA Today is because the same thing that drew me to it, and probably the same thing that drew everybody that's ever been involved to it, is the excitement, the unknown, the challenge, the ultimate challenge. The stories that you hear. I mean, the stories are never ending. I mean, everybody that's ever done the Baja 500, especially the 1000, is going to have all these tales that they'll have the rest of their life. And then it's not for everybody. There's a lot of people, I'm sure, that have heard about it, and they watch it on television, they see the videos, they see the footage of these race cars blasting down the Baja Peninsula, and just, because people told me, how can you possibly do that, you know? And I think a lot of people think that we're off-road. We're all really on a dirt road, but usually, if you're in control of the race car. But I think it's just the mystique of this ultimate challenge that we've done for 50 years now.